Welcome back to the TechXLR8 studio here at London Tech Week 2018. Let's talk distributed ledger and blockchain. Obviously, Blockchain 360 is one of the shows under the roof here at TechXLR8, and I'm delighted to be joined by Sasha Ivanov, who is the CEO at Waves. Sasha, thank you for joining us in the studio. Tell me, what is Waves? What are you bringing to the show here this year?
So Waves, thank you for the invitation. It's great to be here, so it's a great event, so we enjoyed it a lot. So Waves is an open blockchain platform, which is somehow similar to Ethereum, if you know Ethereum, because it's much more famous, of course. Technically we are separate, so we are a separate project, and now we are focusing on enterprise sector. We are trying to bring some value to enterprise. We want enterprise to be able to realize some production ready systems on the blockchain, and we are launching a new platform for this, which is called Vostok, and that's why we are here, and we are trying to talk to different companies to promote our offer. Yeah.
So blockchain has been around one form or another for around about 10 years.
Yeah, it's actually quite old.
From a consumer point of view, maybe there's a bit of confusion between Bitcoin and blockchain. Obviously, Bitcoin is based on blockchain, but there are a number of companies like your own who are trying to bring distributed ledger technology, trying to bring blockchain and make it an enterprise-ready proposition. What is it that you're trying to do to try and make your product enterprise-ready? What are the key cells, if you like, of blockchain technology that you think enterprises will bite on?
Yeah, for enterprise it's quite important to have systems that are quite cost efficient, and blockchain can bring cost efficiency because you cut out the middleman and you make your architecture more cost efficient, more effective, and on top of that it's quite important for some businesses at least to have some level of transparency and some decentralization, because it is what is required from business, from like society. It has to be more transparent, more decentralized. It doesn't have to have a central point of failure, so it has to be more robust. So it's some kind of combination of cost effectiveness and being decentralized, and that's what we are trying to bring to enterprise.
And of course there are the other key features of distributed ledger as well, in terms of its transparency, in terms of its security as well. I can understand, you know, with trust in many organizations and data breaches being, you know, part of the main news agenda, how they would also be a big sell when it comes to bringing blockchain to the enterprise. Yeah,
absolutely, and the question about security is quite tricky because current open blockchains do not provide the necessary level of security. So and any reasonable security department, any big company or a bank will probably won't let any kind of open blockchain tech through. You know, they will say that it's not providing the necessary security guarantees. So you have to find some middle ground here, and that's what we're trying to do. We are trying to create a private blockchain which is accessible for any type of business. Basically, you can actually have access without permission, but you won't be able to, for example, to be a miner in the network. For that, you will need permission. So we're trying to combine like the best of the two worlds, the best that we had in open blockchain space with private blockchain solutions, and that's why we are creating the new platform, which is called Vostok, and which is going to combine the best of the two worlds.
So Vostok, your product, are there any particular sectors that you think it will be particularly applicable to? You know, financial services, or industrial IoT, or supply chains, and so on? Yeah,
basically we are trying to be as generic as possible to be applicable for as many different business areas as possible. But of course, you have financial sector here, supply chains, some kind of decentralized voting, you have payment solutions, you have many different things. But we are trying to create some kind of, you know, agnostic platform which basically can be used for anything. So this is like our pitch, because we're not trying to be focused more on one sector. For example, if you know Ripple is focusing more on payments, and Vostok is conceptually something similar but focusing on more like all the aspects of blockchain technology usage. So we're trying to have something available for any business area.
One of the challenges, it's a really interesting time for blockchain distributed ledger right now. One of the challenges is that not many enterprises are standing up and saying and providing you with good use cases
Sure.
that will almost be the poster boys for the rest of the industry. You know, that there are very few golden use cases and golden case studies for blockchain in the enterprise at the moment. How are you trying to get over that hurdle, if you like?
Yeah. So it's not only about the technology; it's also about understanding how you can use the technology in your business. So it's also about the understanding of how your business works. So people are just trying to figure out how can they use a blockchain, and we're actually trying to help them with this, because it's not only about implementing the technology. You have to somehow understand the architecture of the system and try and suggest some solution that is applicable for the specific business case. And this is the most important thing. So we are starting actually not only the new private blockchain, but we are starting a new company that is going to provide integration services and is going to provide consulting services for those companies, because this is even more important than providing a technical solution.
Of course, it is the whole package that you're providing,
Sure.
particularly when it's it's almost a new methodology. It's not just a new technology, it's a new philosophy for many
Absolutely.
companies as well. Let's cast our mind forwards before we finish. Let's say we're 2 or 3 years down the line here. How do you see blockchain being part of our society? You know, if we're a digitally enabled global society, where will blockchain be interfacing with me as a consumer or with you as an organization on a daily basis?
So I think that the hype around blockchain is going to go away, so it's not going to be that level of hype any longer, but blockchain tech is going to be like an essential part of any type of like reasonable, meaningful blockchain applications. So it's not going to be even the most important part, because you'll have also Internet of Things, you're going to have artificial intelligence and many other things, but blockchain is going to be there. It's going to be like an essential part of any big enterprise system. So I see the value of blockchain in this, so it will provide the necessary level of decentralization, the necessary level of trustlessness to enterprise world, and it's going to become like a normal thing. So it's going to be like part of our daily routine. You won't be thinking about how it works under the hood. You will just use the technology without really understanding whether there is a blockchain there or something else. So it's going to become normal, and it's going to be an essential part of the technology that surrounds us.
Fascinating conversations to be had around blockchain at the moment.
Thank you very much.
Listen, that's all the time we've got for now, but have a great rest of show here at TechXLR8. Sasha, Ivanov from Waves. Thank you.
Thank you very much.